How's it going, everybody? Today is the eve of a big day. 127 was in that rotation there was a 27 on every number up until this year. Candy and I's combined number times the year. Madonna's 4 Minutes to Save the World from Hard Candy. So it's got a 127 in it at the 233 mark. Now, this is just a YouTube video, and we've been down this road before. So what's rule number one? None of this means anything. I don't trust none of it. I'm getting more and more cynical as we go. The Super Bowl is just shaping up to, are you kidding me? Manhattan's area code 212. I watched some numerology stuff going on with Shaking My Head Productions, that AI site. Did some stuff on the Super Bowl, if y'all caught that, and talked about previous Super Bowl. Well, first of all, this Super Bowl on 1 plus, I forget how they did it, but the numerology adds up to 57. I think it's 20 plus 23 is 43 plus 12. That's it. Yeah. 2 plus 23 plus 20 plus 23 adds up to 57. And how they have everything specific. And we know that. That's why we do what we do. We look for these Blue's Clues. So it's at the 233 mark. Right there. So 127.12. It was at 127. So there's 138 for Donald Trump. Y'all saw that, right? Right there, 128. So let's back it up a little bit. And 138 at the 230 mark. Fascinating. 138, plain as day. What's going to be the next number we see? It's already changed to 127. And there's 718. Or 911. That's pretty freaky. You know, this was on my music playlist. Sure enough was. And because I put some of the hard candy on there. Good grief, I've got 720 songs on it. Ode to Billy Joe, Bobby Gentry from the 60s or early 70s. That's 127.18 all fused together. 718 is when The Dark Knight came out. There's Porsche 911, Porsche 718. The Dark Knight came out on 718. Dark Knight Rises came out on 720. They've got The Deadly Wound fused with 127. And there was the 08. Yeah. So that's pretty freaky. It's 9:37. So hang on a second. You can see it was on my playlist. Love is Like Oxygen, Cameo, Word Up. U2, Until the End of the World, Letting Go, remastered Paul McCartney, iRobot, Aretha Franklin, Rocksteady, Steppenwolf, Madonna's. And you can see I didn't even play Madonna's until just that much. You can see the Steppenwolf, I listened to the whole thing. But the 4 minutes played all the way through. And then Ready, Steady, Go. And then the Cowgirls drove me home from work, you know, along with that one. So that was when I was on my way to work, Madonna's 4 minutes. And it was just, what I'm telling you is it's random that I saw the 127 from my cell phone sitting in my car. I glanced down and saw the 127 that I showed y'all. And here we slowed it down and it's literally 127.18. Lean Into, I'm hearing nonstop. I can go right now and make a montage of it being said every single day on Good Morning Football. It's said on NFL Live and it's said on NFL Access. Lean into, lean into, lean into, lean into. That is their new buzzword of Mystery Babylon. It's been gratitude. It's been process. It's been journey. Well, and of course, it's community and it's collaboration, because those are all words of the divine feminine. I found a website. It's hard to find nowadays, but I have found those websites before. I've shown them on here. That community and collaboration are gigantic words of the divine feminine, which is Mystery Babylon's religion. The group Queen, that's all about the queen bee, which is Mother Nature, the mother goddess. It's Isis, it's Mary, it's all of it. And it comes to January, lean into, comes to January, Holy Bible, morning, autumn, Brad Pitt, Golden Gate, Free Will, Bill Maher. They did a little segment on free will. Oh, well, there's definitely free will, though, right? We know there's free will. I'm like, trolled again by the AI. If Bill Maher was prepped and said, here's a clip from this goofball site, but no, Bill Maher and them don't sit around and listen to this show, and neither do their producers. But the AI writes a script for anything that's out there. That's how everything is synced up. Good grief. Coronation of the Great Red Dragon examined, but the 322 Skull and Bones, that's where I'm at. I'm at the 1410 mark of that 3244 video called 322 Skull and Bones Super Bowl 57 ritual. The lights went out at the 1322 mark, or 1322, and I remember 1322 days was somewhere. Now, let's get back on point. Yeah, I've got a lot of amazing comments. I'm going to get to them. I am looking forward to it. Can't wait, but I'm going to do it tomorrow when I've got time. I'm burnt out. I did my double today, but I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, yay. But tomorrow is an extremely high watch day. The funny part is, the reason I'm calling, besides showing you the Madonna, was I don't remember why the 27th is such a big day. 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. I just don't. And Groundhog Day is going to be enormous. I mean, they've set us up nicely. So let me go through this and see one more time, a recap, because it is the eve. All right, so the Super Bowl, that was 13-3, or 133, or 313. We're in the 3 years, 11 months range of that right now. Great. That wasn't the main thing. There were some really good ones. So let's get to that. By the way, we can acknowledge the blackout is said to be 34 minutes now on a Google search. I could have swore it was 33 minutes back in the day. And the score was 28-6 for 286. 28-6, literally 286. 34 minutes. With 13 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the third quarter. A 13 fused with 322. So that thing by Shaking My Head Productions is good. At least so far that I'm into it, it is. I'm digging it. And all right, hang on. So tomorrow it's 1454, 3/11/24. If you include both dates, it was the 1455, which is Kenny and I's combined number 455. That's all. And but that's the minor thing. Let's get to the big things. Now on the 28th, without including both dates, it will be that 1455 also. So, but tomorrow's Friday. Him going down on a Friday is key to me. Okay, Candy, whose number comes to 1117 times the year, along with 586, which Israel's captivity, 586. In other words, this whole year, she's got deadly wound, And then the church's captivity, which would be the abomination of desolation. It's not during the four horses, because even the goats are getting pummeled when 2 billion are dying. Ain't 2 billion sheep out there to kill, so they killing everybody. But she will be 179.86. Nope, that's on the 25th. She will be 179.88 on the 27th. Got it. I'm 224. Trump is 279.86. Okay. So Trump's got the 86. He's 86 days old. He's 27,986 days old on Friday, on tomorrow, the 27th. Okay. Got it. That's what it was. Remember, this is all on a playlist. You can go back and watch this thing. It's only 10 minutes, but the grid for tomorrow is gigantic, especially if you include both dates, and especially for the rising day. Remember that 131 came up on me the other day. So, any day is in play between now and Groundhog Day, except February 1st. I don't like that day. I don't like February 3rd. Yeah, I do. That's 2 days before the full moon on the 5th. So the 3rd is in play. Could be the 4th. It seemed like there was something going on with that total eclipse, that total solar. That's what it is. If you include both dates, which you do on eclipses, tomorrow is 775 and the rising day is 777 on the 29th. That was a big one. 186.48, and guess what? Trump comes to 48. He sure does. How does Trump come to 48? What's this? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Full reduction, 48. He's 138 in English ordinal, but in full reduction, which is really a big one, along with reverse full reduction, Donald Trump's 48. So, and when you look, 186.48 with the hours, you're winning the 86 because he's reversing it. Look at the minutes. 111, 888. Remember the future tense of 9/11? It was day 254 with 111 remaining, and the minutes are 111, 888. Only got 4 minutes to save the world. It's 777 days, though, on the 29th from that eclipse, if you include both dates. And with eclipses, so many times they do. Including both dates or not is always in play. Yeah, obviously you have to include one of the dates. The ending date you would include, because the start date, in our brains, we would not. You're not 1 day old when you're born. You're born, and the next day you are a day old. So that's 1 day the next day. And that's how I usually calculate, but they also include both dates. When you include both dates, he goes down on a Friday and he rises on a Sunday, and it's 777 days from the total solar eclipse that had the poke, the first poke. That is the big one. But there's more, I think. So let me keep looking. Don't forget his rising day. The day he goes down is loaded. Escape from New York, Loose Change, October 2nd, Blood Moon, Total Solars, Trump Implosion, Casino, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Trump Taj Mahal, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Uptown Theater, Liz Christ Trump's Death, 6/6/96. I mean, it's 6 and 66. Lucifer's premiere on Fox, total lunar, November 8th in 2022. Ooh, that one too. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So tomorrow's loaded for bear. And when you include both dates, you got 2001 again, Day of the Dead, 88 Lights Tribute, Brokeback Mountain, which was the Joker having sex with Donnie Darko. October 26, 2019. What in the world am I doing? Forget everything I said. I'm looking at February, which means I ain't seen the ball since kickoff. Let's get back to the lecture at hand. I'm sorry, 27th is not a lot on the grid until you include both dates, the 28th. Trump turned 9/11, months old when Israel turned 888, October 8th, which is 88, the 2014 total lunar eclipse on October 8th, parallax view, Take Me Out, Francis Ferdinand, Patrick Swayze, total solar in 98, which 98th verse is White Horse Crowning, Heidi Bowl. That's big because that's 11/17. And that's if you include both dates. If you don't include both dates, it's just Zero Dark 30, Joe Biden's satanic speech, Montana story that had White Horse, Red Horse, Black Horse in the trailer, Gremlins 2, Georgia Guidestones on 3/22/1980. So the Guidestones is big. Daniel Craig's birthday, Tim Tebow's birthday, Aleister Crowler's birthday. All that progresses to the 27th. If you include both dates, you got the Heidi Bowl, which is big, and lots of total solars and lunars. The rising day then is Day of the Dead, Porsche 718 birth number, which we just saw in the Madonna video, Casino Royale, release London, Trump on Spin City, total lunar eclipse. And 78, Miami Hurricanes National Championship, hurricane, storm coming. If you include both dates for the rising day on Sunday, then you get I Am the Chosen One, total solar, December 14th, 2020. That's 777. Room 222, released on 9/11, 1969. Obama's birth certificate, which Trump talked about forever. CDC founded, The Godfather release date, The Omen release date, Batman Begins release date, Chariots of Fire release date, total lunar, 5/16, Osama bin Laden day, May 2nd, 2011. Revolutionary War, shot heard round the world. Trump's 7/11 and 9/11 speech, snafu, which that's perfect for rising. Along with Batman Begins, Godfather Begins, Omen, all of it. Trump announcing he had the illness on October 2nd, 2020. Progresses to January 30th, the rising day, if you include both dates. So I'm sorry, January 29th, if you include both dates. So it's just a ton of stuff, and then we'll get to other grid items later on as we go. Personal life, tomorrow hits, is a progression for Earl Wright's birthday. Sat down and told her about the divorce on August 2nd, 2008, day after I saw The Dark Knight on a total solar eclipse of August 1st, 2008. And 57101 personal cipher of January 29th, 1969. Hit by, that was the other one. If you include both dates, tomorrow, Friday, is when I got hit by paper airplane in the right eye on 12/17/2021. So that's big for me. It's a personal. All right, let me keep searching my videos. Second video on the playlist, we're going over the eclipse, which is 121 fused with 214, and 214, the 214th verse is the first time Deadly Wound is mentioned. It's Revelation 13:3. And which is 133 coded or 313 coded. And but it's 121 fused with 214. The day of that total solar. So I'm going over that. All right, hang on. I remember now. Y'all remember? Candy and I's combined number times the year says 2001 on 127. And you're like, well, that's 2022. And we went back and looked at the year 2000, the year before 9/11, and there was a 9/11 in the number before. Does her personal number point to anything the year before? Let's look at her 2000. Definitely got the 48 and the 88. You got 48 for Donald Trump, 88 for Trump. Let's look at her times 2001. So notice she's heavier the year before. Well, her Israel captivity number is this year, which would be a prelude for next year. So I don't know. The point is, our combined number times this year has 24, which is April 4th, the total solar eclipse. And again, you wonder if 2000 and 2001 aren't a combination of 2022 and 2023. They're like a 2-year that's really one big year telling one story. Because remember, the song Strawberry Letter 23 does not have 23 in the lyrics. Throughout the song, it says Strawberry Letter 22. And there's no explanation on earth for that, other than they're just sort of the same year. Very popular song, too. So that was the other Gigantica cipher, I guarantee it. Tomorrow is 338 days left in the year. I will tell you this, something I found out today that ought to freak you out. You can't do 383 on a clock. There's no 83 minutes, but you can do 838, which is the murder code in both directions. Remember how we do everything up to 9 minutes even, and how it tells us so much when we do that. Guess what 838 is combined with to give you the perfect 9 minutes? 22 minutes, 8 hours, or excuse me, 8 minutes, 38 seconds plus 22 seconds gives you a perfect 9 minutes. Again, with the 22, remember when the 88 was 86th on February 2nd, the divorce day? I was her 88, 2 different ways. Well, 22 plus the murder, 83, 38, gives you the perfect 9. So again, 22. So you see how it works in like a million different ways, that divorce day, that Groundhog Day. That's what Groundhog Day is all about, is that divorce. In the movie, he was reliving that day until he became perfected. And I told y'all through that divorce, I knew through numbers that it had to do with Earl's death and then the Lord calling me. And then then found out starting about 2019, before I started doing these videos, around 2019, I started realizing it was about the end times, because I knew Trump was the Antichrist around 2017, but I didn't start making videos till 2020, when they told everybody to stay inside their house. But videos like I do now didn't really get going until 2021, 2022. My videos were very generic. They weren't on Zoom. They had a little camera tripod, very low budget. And that's all on Telling Truth Archives. Go back to the first video. Go back to Donald Trump, the Antichrist, part 1. Yeah, it's pretty Neanderthal looking. But, and oh, how the channel's grown to what, maybe 500? Yeah, 740, and this one's got like 546, and the other channel's got like 400 something. So this channel does not grow, of course. And we know why, don't we? We can run Trump's number times tomorrow, 163,464. Well, let's just run the numbers for tomorrow. 27 times 2023 times, it is the 27th day of the year, with 338 to go. So that's all the numbers you could think of. Not much, 498. Okay. It's 4. The crowning. Got to get shot before he can be crowned. Okay. Let's go just 338. Let's just go future tense. The reversing. With the 37, and the next progression of 37 is 74, with a 77 in the middle, which is Eve coding. Eve is in the number 7 and 11. 7 times 11 is 77. And you got murder code 83. So it's the 68 is the reversing of the 86. It's the reversing of the murder code. That's interesting. Times 26. 1777. It's winning what would be taking place in 2 days, the 777, and it's got 812, which is Sirius, when Sirius rose on August 12th. That is all on there. And when there was 124 days left in the year is when my a very bad situation happened in our family, and a death occurred 2 days later with 122 days remaining in the year. Look at that. Then times it by the other 26, or the 1 times 26. All right, let's do that again. Okay. 223. When you combine all of them, is that what we got a while ago? So I just did it twice. It's 26 times 2.023 times. It's 27. That's why goofball. All right, 338 times 2023. It's times 27 times 27. That was the original number. Got it. Back on track. It's been a long day. I've worked a double. All right, timeout. Let's keep going. Oh, let's run Trump's numbers by tomorrow. He's 163,464 times 27th day times 2023. 144, 285, 89, 67. So much personal stuff there. It's pathetic. But and of course my second marriage on 714. But let's just go with 144. Got it. Times 27 again. Day 241 was when that accident occurred. Remember, 124 days left. You got 888 down there. And then you do your future tense. 144 again. Better believe that's future tense. 148. Donald J. Trump. Now let's back it up. By the way, that's August 21st, the X across America total solar. Now let's back off the 27s. Well, times it by 7154. Divided by 7154. And then divide it by 27 again. Now look at that. All right, let's start from scratch. Trump's number 163,464. We've already done this. I remember seeing that 163,464 times future tense on Friday. 338 days left in the year. Boom. 83. Times it by the year. This is the big one. 1117. Now that's future tense. But what's fused the 1117? Revelation 11:7. Fused with 77 for Eve coding. What was the length of no time to die? There it is, 2 hours, 43 minutes. And then you got a 33. You got a 36, which is triangular number of 666. Palpable. Times 27th day of the year. Times 1 times 27, which is 27. And you get your 148, the 821, the 144. You get all of it. Tomorrow's a big day. We've already had like 4 big things that are big. So tomorrow's a big day. Doesn't mean anything. Nothing's ever happened. Nothing probably will. But tomorrow's a big day. That's why I'm going over it. Let's look at the rising day. That would be 29 times 2023. 86. 586, actually, for Israel's captivity year number, along with 66, which is the book of Revelation being opened if he was rising. So that's just straight up the day number. The month times the year times the day is 586.67. That's pretty fascinating. Times it by another 29, because it's the 1 times 29 and it's 29th day of the year. So you get your 343, which is 7 times 7 times 7. Well, you got 701, but remember, you take the third number and put it in front of the first one, so it's really 117 right there, straight up, times 336. Well, that's an interesting number. So that's all the numbers together. Future tense of 336 times 2023. Again with a 67, 97, 29, 121 Antichrist, along with 97, Jesus opening the seals, which goes to the crowning. They kind of fuse together. And again, one more 29. Okay, got it. Now let's do Trump times all this. 163464 times. Let's just do the future. Let's just cut to the chase, do the future tense first. Golly. You got 6 ones. That is insane. That's not something you see every day. Times 29. 32222222. That's not something you see every day either. Trump's got some whacked out numbers. That's because of the 111, obviously. But notice how it all works. That's crazy. Take the 6, put it in front of the 2. You got my 2226 number. It would be 222, and then the 6 would be right after it, because you take the 6 and put it in front of the 2. And then times it by 29 one more time. 444. We've had that discussion. It's the 12th progression. Of 37. And it is the and 37 is the 12th prime number, so it's the church times the church, which is exactly what 144 is. It's 12, which is the church, times 12, which is the church. So it's big for him going down on Friday and rising on Sunday. 163464 times 29 times, well, 404 right in the middle of that amount of verses in the book of Revelation times 2023. You get your 88 times 29 again. You got your murder code 83. That 4 minutes to save the world with that 138 followed by a 127.18, like it's all fused together from Madonna's 4 minutes with Justin Timberlake. That's nutty. Tomorrow's a big day. Let me see if there's anything else to bore y'all with. Don't forget, him going down from the total solar, if you include both dates, of 1214 is 7775, which is another way to say 275, because it's 2 7s and a 5, 275. And October 2nd, October 2nd each year, except for leap years, is day 275 of the year. So it's another way to code October 2nd tomorrow. We got some comments. Well, this one is called January 27th for sure. LOL. Yeah, right. Let's see why. 51 minutes I got to go through this thing. Hang on. AILLING. All right. All that was me going through comments. That's why it was a long one. And it was because the short version is right after it. And it's really just because of the candy thing. Let me give you the short version. She and I's combined number times a year, and how when you go to 2001, when you go to 2000, She and I's combined number 455,000,6328 times the year 2000. You got the 911. 910001, which was the year before. And if you notice, the year before he's going to go down, we had the 2001 on 127. And you know, we're an hour and 40 minutes from it being 127. So it's a big deal. But that's the only reason, other than the other few other things I gave you. And they're big. When we ran the numbers, especially with Trump rising, that is a big deal. Since Candy's number does come to 1117, 5.5244, since she does come to 1117 this year and last year. Notice it's just the 2 years combined. Next year, she's not that. Next year, she jumps to 1118 with a 138. So times her by 2022. It's the only 2 years where she begins with 1117. So let's look at her for tomorrow. And remember, she's 17988 days old. Let's times her by just the day of, since she's 1117, 27. Her times 27 as always ends in an 88. Times it by the year. Where else did we see that 301? Times 27 again. Times future tense of 338. There's 275. There's our combined number of 455. But let's start dividing back by the 27. So let's go do this again. Future tense for tomorrow. 186. Times the year, 3777. It's got the 37. The next progression of 37, which is 74. 4410, which I just saw that number. I forget. I can't remember what it was. But you've got 777, which would be 2 days on the rising day. Now remember, she's got 1117 fused in with her number. It's 1117, but there's a 117 fused in with that. So you can run her number now. Future tense. Times the 27. Let's run her now times the rising day. Got 3 9s. 88. 1088. Okay, that's all the numbers. Nothing astronomically crazy. Her daughter's number is 3 times 19 times 1998. Just her straight up number, not times any year or nothing. It's just the craziest number we got. It's an 11. It's a 13. It's a 38 for murder code. It's a 138 for Donald Trump. It's an 88 for Trump, and it's him being 86, and she's born at 8:08 a.m. and her first name, middle initial, and last name all come to the same as Donald J. Trump, his first name, middle initial, and last name. And our old contributor, Michael, verified that. He's not with us anymore. He might watch, but he's staying out of stuff. I've called him, texted him. He won't answer anymore. He was very nice with the texts. You know, wished us his best. Said he was burned out on it. And we understood. But I'm not going to give you her first, middle, and last name. I don't want her being trolled on Instagram and all different, you know, Facebook and all that. But she was born at 8:08 a.m. And let's put her, let's take her number and times it by the 27th. Already start off with a single digit. 99, 99, 1988, the year she's born, 98 and 88. All right, so anyway, now times, that was just her times 27. So now add the year, multiply the year. Wow. That is insanely crazy. It really is. That's some serious personal ciphers right there. Let's go then by the 27th day. More personal stuff. 338 left in the year. An 88 and a 76. Fused with the 68. Let's just now go times 338. And you get a 38 with a 68. Times the year. That's her mom's 3-digit marriage number to me with the divorce date nicely fused in there. Times 27th day. So when you run her by all the numbers, she does have the 76 fused with 68 and 88, but nothing big. Nothing big. Lots of personal stuff there, though. Hey, it's 1028. What else? What is her and her mom combined? My marriage number to Candy, out 3 digits. And of course, my first wife was 628, and there's the 629. And it's the same when you times it, throw her brother in the mix. Because he's February 25th, 2001, so it doesn't change the number much. It's like timesing it by 1 almost. 10005 is his number. Who else? I just ran a bunch of numbers with stepdaughter and Mayday combined. Remember when they crisscrossed on that January 12th date? Big numbers. I can't keep doing that with y'all here. It's crazy. I'm about to sign off though, so I might as well just tell you you can hang up. But if you want to see me do it, it's the Mayday is that times stepdaughter's number. They're 11331855 combined, and then when you run it by the rising day of the 29th times 2023, you start off with the 66th book of Revelation, perfect for rising day. There's another 29 involved. It's 29th day of the year. But let's get rid of that and go back to the future tense of 336 days left in the year. And you got the 2228. Then you throw in the extra 29, and you get 614 for Trump's birthday, and then you get the 148. Begins with the 64, which is Trump's last two digits. And they had some pretty crazy stuff for the offing day too. It was start from scratch. If you go future tense on the offing day, you get the 66, the 38, 2023. You get your 77s bookends with your 88 with 243, which is the length of No Time to Die, fused with 36. So it's just that was wild. That's the future tense. Those two combined times the future tense only. And then times 27th day of the year, you get 777. Then times one more 27. Back off the extra 27, because it's 27th day of the year, and it's also 1 times 27, which is another 27. You see the 2086 or 286, which was the score of that football game, that 286. You get 777 in there fused with Adam. This is their combined number times tomorrow now. But it's a single digit number followed by a 0, so you can go times GOD, 154. You get another 88. So, I'm just grasping at straws. I'm looking at every single thing I could possibly think of to look at right now. So, you got your... And when I was skimming the comments, Christian said something about the New Year's celebration is like a 15-day celebration. And the moon is in Aries tomorrow, which is all about head wounds. Now, those two goofballs anomaly that took place on 1/12/2022 when their days crisscrossed, tomorrow on the 27th, they've hit right at 380 days from that. They don't, but that day does when they crisscrossed, which basically is like forming an X. If you remember, the amount of days apart they are from me was the amount of days old the other person was, and vice versa. 2 days after the transfer portal. Remember the transfer portal. And if we do the transfer portal, that's crazy though. 380 days. 1 year, 15 days. That's just crazy. No. What am I doing? All right, run the transfer portal. 382. It's 382 days in the transfer portal. Well, yeah, because they were 380. Duh. So there's 38 again coded. If you subtract it, though, what's on the other side of the portal? It's 1224. Which is what time I got the phone call when they found my dad to tell me. 12/24 on May 7th, 2016, which was day 128 because it was a leap year. Earl died on May 8th on day 128 because it was not a leap year. So yeah, it's 12/24 coded. That's about it, though. The rising day would be 384, and we know that 84 is 12 for the church times 7 for the cleansing. Perfect for the rising. Well, the abomination of desolation is the real cleansing, though, but it opens the book that gets it started, right? So 384 days, again with murder code on the rising day, but fused with 84. Got it. I'm all over the place here. And it goes to December 22nd, which is 12 fused with 222. It's really 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. If you drop the zeros, or it's 12, 22, 2020. Yeah. Okay. So for the portal, it's interesting. And from the day they crisscrossed, it's interesting. And we can do the Lotus and the escalator ride and call it a night. That was the other big one. The 29th, from Trump giving him the Lotus. Trump is, I mean, it's 207, which is 119 plus 88. It's 207 fused with 76, 207, 6 days. When he gave him the Lotus to the day he would be the Lotus, he would be going through his region. He would be rising. 5 years, 8 months, 5 days. Kenny and I got married at 585 address. Shown you that a million times. Town, manor, bed and breakfast. Weddings. On Highway 559, Auburndale. And then, of course, the escalator ride, which was June 16th, 2015. That would be the descent. So you're descending on the 27th. 7711. 9111. So it's 9111 7711. So it's got, the hours are 66768. So you got 76 for Adam with 68. Golly. 911. 7711. So it's his descent, but it all points to rising, which is what the fake death is about. That's so weird. I don't know, man. That's all I got. Those are the 3 ciphers I really look at now. When he went down the escalator ride, that was a descent. That was him going down to the abyss. The other thing you have to look at, you can look at the Dark Knight. I remember those had some pretty, that's 7/18 of 2008. 5306, 1469. 5306 is Gigantica. Ain't even going to get into why. It's 127, 344 in the hours. 76 is the first 2 digits in the minutes. That's a big deal there. But then you go to the Dark Knight Rises. To the offing day is 3843. But then to the rising day, since it's the Dark Knight Rises, it's 38 and 45. 3,845. So you got Trump's 45. You got 322 in the seconds. 3322. First 4 digits. 169, 1269. In the years, months, days, all that. So that's some pretty big stuff. I'll tell you. The rising day is 322 days from March 13th. Get out of town. Get out of town. 322 on the rising day. The Dark Knight Rises was heavily coated with 322. That was the box that the commissioner got, that was in when the explosion took place. The Bane football, remember the guy running was number 86. Oh, golly, what was his name? He was a Georgia Bulldog player. Georgia Bulldog, Pittsburgh Steeler, Dark Knight Rises. 86. That was him. Hines Ward, Burt Ward. Hines Ward, Wikipedia. We can run his date to it. He's March 8th, 1976. That's 38 murder code, ain't it? Nothing too spectacular there. Ain't nothing to write home about, is it? No. The fact that he's got that 38 in there is big. If you run him to the Super Bowl, that's interesting. Not too much. 148 in the seconds. But the 11.4, it's nothing much. I mean, it's still, it's just light. Then you run it to 2020. '23 on 23. So Hines Ward doesn't really do it for us, but his number was big. So let's get back to 311 of 2020. That's what time he was born, 1054. It's a perfect 1054 days from 311, 2020 to the rising day. Okay. Now, Batman started on March 4th. Get it? Marching 4th. It's 331 days. The offing day is 329, which is March 29th is the 88th day of the year. You have 333 on 131, which is something we have to keep an eye on if nothing happens. We'll try to remember that. The backward cipher of the X across America, April 8th, 2024, times the rising day, it's 435. Oh, it's 1 year, 2 months, 10 days, it's 121. Antichrist, heavily coded. 435 is husband. G 435 is husband. Strong's Concordance, New Testament. If you run it by the offing day, or the 27th, it'd be 437, 121, fused with 212. Ah, 14 months, 12 days. So you got your, I'm sorry, that's backwards. You got 1488 in the hours, 148, 88 fused together. Let's go through the other eclipse, which was August 20. That makes an X across America, August 21st, 2017. To the offing day, it's 1985. On the rising day, 1987. $76.88. Donnie Darko Day. 125.37. The release of Donnie Darko on 119, 2001. The other release of Donnie Darko on October 26th. You got 11:17 in the minutes. That's the first four digits. 186 in the hours. 77 fused with 76. Run it by the divorce date. Well, we're going to run it by 9/11 too. Let's do 9/11 since we're on. It's 78:08 tomorrow. 214. 21 years, 4 months. Rising day. 78:08. Whoops. 78:10. 214 again. Fused with it's 214 for the 214th first deadly wound. That was healed along with 18 days. You got 187 in the hours. All right. And then we'll do the divorce date. The 86ing of the 88. $13.11.25. 5107. A bunch of stuff there. Sat her down to what I wanted a divorce. Day after the total solar. Day of the total solar. To the rising day. That's about it. I don't know, man. I'm exhausted from it. Let's see what goes on tomorrow. We'll go through your comments. Love y'all.